Welcome, I'm Melinda Akinlami. Tonight, security operatives arrest suspect in connection with the attacks on Bokos local government area of Plateau State. Minister of Information and Culture, Mohammed, says President Muhammad Buhari is transforming the country in spite of some negative comments on social media. Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu denies ever calling for military takeover in the country. And China's President Xi Jinping gets live presidency approval as the country moves term limits. We begin tonight from Jos, the Plateau State capital, where security operatives say one of the suspects that carried out the attack on Dafo community has been arrested. The police public relations officer, Matthias Toipev, says the police mobile squad arrested a herdsman, Musa Bimini, with a military AK-47 rifle, and that the suspect has been transferred from Bokos to the State Central Investigation Department. The police public relations officer also confirmed that 16 people were killed in the Dafo attack, while security has been beefed up in the affected community. And the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, says President Muhammadu Buhari is putting the country back on track, contrary to criticism of poor performance in the past 2 years. According to the minister, the economy is on a steady growth based on the latest report from the National Bureau of Statistics. He also says that the economy attracted $12.2 billion in foreign investments in 2017, up from $5.38 billion in 2016, representing a 138% increase. The minister was speaking at a mini town hall meeting with members of staff of the Nigerian embassy in Berlin, Germany, and other Nigerians residing in the European country. The minister asked Nigerians at home and abroad to seek correct information about the country through authentic platforms rather than the social media. To politics now, the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, in Katsina State has bragged that it will produce more votes than any other state in the 2019 elections. Governor Aminu Bello Masari expressed this confidence during a special grand rally organized by the state chapter of the party. But in Imo State, a crisis is brewing in the APC, with a section of its leadership kicking against Governor Rochas Okorocha's choice of his son-in-law as the anointed successor.
Hundreds of the All Progressives Congress members gather at the Polo Ground in Katsina Metropolis for the party's special mega rally. Present at the rally are the governor of the state, Aminu Bello Masari, APC National Chairman John Oyegun, and other party chieftains. The national chairman reminds party supporters that the APC still remains the party to beat.
The quality of the people who are joining the APC, former speakers, former leaders of the houses, former local government chairmen, former state chairman of the PDP. Is anything left of the PDP? By the authority conferred on me by the ruling party, I declare PDP in Katsina State dead and dead.
The high point of the event is the acceptance of defectors from opposition parties into the APC fold, including Senator Ibrahim Ida, representing Katsina Central.
There was a mistake in my being where I was. I was convinced that there was need for me to embrace the truth. I was convinced that the APC is the party of today. I feel happy, I feel excited, I feel exhilarated, I feel fulfilled.
While the APC in Katsina is riding on a wave, a storm seems to be brewing for the party in the southeastern Imo state. A faction of the APC disagrees with Governor Rochas Okorocha's selection of his son-in-law and current chief of staff as the governorship candidate for 2019.
As a matter of fact, this is an anomaly and points to a dangerous and destructive party politics of APC in Imo State. To that effect, we reject in its entirety the endorsement or endorsements or adoption of Uche Nwosu as being currently carried out in our party across the state. This is so because these leprous endorsements have the capacity and capability of truncating and dismantling the very core that binds us together as a family. That is the APC family.
However, in a press release by the Imo State government, the chief press secretary said, and I quote, "The avalanche of endorsement of Uche Nwosu, Chief of Staff, Government House for the 2019 governorship election by local government, groups and individuals cannot be adjudged undemocratic and never contravened any known law or ordinance. Endorsement is a public statement or action showing support of something or somebody. It has been part of our democracy. As the road to the 2019 election unfolds, it is necessary for the key actors to put their house in order if they wish to have a successful outing at the polls."
The Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, has denied reports and statements insinuating that he called for a military intervention in the country. The senator, who spoke in Yanugwa, the Bayelsa State capital, when Governor Seriake Dixon hosted him and other African lawmakers attending the 74th Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Executive Committee meeting to a dinner, maintained that his comments on the floor of the Senate were either being twisted or misconstrued. While reiterating his respect for the Nigerian Armed Forces, Senator Ekweremadu advised that comments made by lawmakers in the course of their duty should be situated within the proper context before any form of reaction. Now here is the video of Senator Ekweremadu's comments on the floor of the Senate, which has generated several comments on social media and indeed the mainstream media.
So the problem in Nigeria here is that our democracy is receding. And the international community needs to know this. Who says that army cannot take over in Nigeria? It is possible. Yes, it is possible. Let's not joke with our democracy. The way they are going. So that's the issue. So today, somebody's house, last few weeks, we are talking about the house of a senator was destroyed in Kaduna State. We are talking about how security people left CH on Dino. We are talking about Kwankwaso, who was stopped from going to his state. A state he ruled for 8 years. He could not go to that state. We saw people carrying clubs waiting for him at the airport. In Kaduna, Shehu Sani cannot organize a meeting. And we say we are talking about a democracy. And somebody says this democracy will continue this way. It's not going to continue. People are holding meetings every day on how to deal with each and every one of us here. So the international community needs to know this, because they helped us to restore democracy to Nigeria. And some gang of people are trying to truncate the entire democracy.
The Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, staying with the Senate, the spokesman, Senator Aliyu Abdullahi, says the statements made by Senator Shehu Sani on the salaries and funds for running of offices of senators is nothing new. In a statement, Senator Abdullahi says the figure given out by Senator Shehu Sani about the running costs of the offices of senators are contained in the various line items and expenditure heads of the budget of the National Assembly, which has been made public. Senator Abdullahi maintains that if people had looked critically at the budget of the National Assembly, which has since been made public, they would have seen that various line items like traveling, medicals, consultancy, and what have you were captured in the budget, and they were the funds divided for each senator's use. Senator Shehu Sani, in an interview with a magazine, recently revealed that senators receive about 13.5 million naira monthly as running costs, and this does not include a 700,000 monthly consolidated salary and allowance, which they also receive. Senator Sani further explained in an interview that though there is no specification on what the funds were meant for, each lawmaker is mandated to provide receipts to back up their expenses. And as expected, there has been reactions to the statement made by Senator Shehu Sani over the pay earned by Nigerian lawmakers. Professor Ishe Sage, who had received a bashing from the Senate over the details of the lawmakers' wages he released in the paper last year, says he's now vindicated. Professor Sage says considering the 18,000 naira minimum wage, the pay of the senators are outrageous. Also, a former member of the House of Representatives, Dr. West Idahosa, has also advocated for a part-time legislature and a change in the presidential system of government to put an end to what has been regarded as the jumbo pay of the lawmakers. The two men share their views on our political program, Sunday Politics.
We all knew, or most of us knew, that the senators were, what they were earning is totally out of proportion, not just to other public servants and operators, but to the economy of the country. When you consider that the minimum wage in Nigeria is 18,000 a month, and these people are earning almost 30 million in a month. A large proportion of the economy of this country is being consumed by a few people whose productivity is doubtful because all they think of is their own benefit, and I will be ready to bring down the government of this country if they are not pampered and if they do not create a situation in which the executive will be their tails that they can wag as they like. As I speak now, the budget is being deliberately delayed by these people. There are many appointments the executive wants to make which I have refused to consider.
You have ministerial aides here and there. So National Assembly members also do think that they should have also a number of legislative aides. Again, further waste. I do believe that if you look at the typical sitting profile, I mean, most assemblies all over the world sit not more than 3 to 4 days. So this is a job that we could have dealt with by way of part-time activities rather than have full-time lawmakers.
And away from the issues of the Senate, the primate of the Anglican Communion of Nigeria and Bishop of Abuja, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, is asking parents to ensure that the family is stable. Reverend Oko gave this advice at a service in Abuja to mark Mothering Sunday. He identifies some of the causes of the problem from the family, as some couples have to live apart, breeding distrust in marriages and instability in the society. The vicar of St. Matthew Anglican Church, Maithama Venerable Oludari Otoke, who also addressed women at a separate service, says women deserve every honor being accorded to them because from the beginning of time, they have been man's helpmate.
Because of the difficulties of the season, the times we are in, mothers and fathers should work together more closely to see that the family is stable. Because one problem that is afflicting the Christian church is increasing instability of the family. And so if the families are more stable, then the church will be more stable. And then the children we raise will have better upbringing and so better society.
They being Mothering Sunday, we are focusing on women and for what God is using them to do in the society today. And when you go back to the Bible from the beginning, God made them to be helpmeet for the men. that is to be helpers towards for the men. You can see that in this present world, I don't think we men can survive without women.
In part two, after the break, men of the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, come down hard on erring marketers in Delta and Oyo State. That's in a moment. Join us again.
Hello and welcome.